Welcome to the guided version of the 4-step life purpose exercise. And as you do this exercise, accept whatever answers come to mind. Don't judge what comes up, and don't worry about how you will accomplish or fulfill it, or even if it's possible. And don't think about how anyone else might react to your life purpose. Just answer the questions in writing as honestly as you can. Now, we suggest you write down your answers in your journal as you go. I will pause briefly after every question to give you time to write. But if you need more time, and it's almost guaranteed you will, just pause the audio and take as much time as you need to write before proceeding on to the next question. So let's start with questions about your passions. What excites you? What makes you come alive? What are you truly passionate about? Now, the next question is to think about some of your happiest memories in your life, starting in your childhood up to your most recent memories. When were you happiest? Doing what? Were you alone or with others? Who was there with you? And what was it about those experiences that made you feel most alive? What emotions did you experience? Did you feel joy, happiness, fulfillment, freedom, love, or simply a deep, authentic connection? How would you complete the sentence? I'm happiest when I am. What are you doing when you lose all sense of time? Those times when you just get lost in your activities. If money were not an issue, what would you do? What would you choose to do? Think back. What are the biggest accomplishments in your life? And what made them so meaningful and significant? Was it how the accomplishments made you feel? The level of difference you made in the lives of others? Or the challenges you had to overcome? What were your biggest accomplishments and why? But now think about this, write your answers. Have you ever had to overcome specific challenges in your life, like drinking, or dyslexia, or depression, racism, physical, sexual, or emotional abuse, a divorce? And as a result of that process, did you realize that you can help others do the same? And now, once you've written your answers to these questions, read back through your responses and look for any common threads, such as emotions you felt, or the kinds of people that were involved, or the kinds of activities that you were engaged in, or whatever you might have been experiencing. For example, maybe you remember a variety of events where you felt important, helpful, and energized. And in each of them, you realize you were connecting and helping people in some specific way. Or maybe you helped a friend learn something that he or she was struggling with. Or maybe you listened compassionately to a loved one share a problem with you. Or you simply did a favor for a stranger. And if you find you have a passion for helping others, and as you compare those moments, you might realize that you felt the most joy when working with a specific group of people, whether it was kids, young adults, elders, or a group of people struggling with addictive behaviors. Or maybe you felt most alive when you expressed your creativity in specific ways, such as painting, creating a website, writing, or solving difficult problems. Or maybe you felt most alive when you were using your body, teaching yoga or building a house or working in the garden. Whatever you realize ignites your passion and brings you joy, write it down. And there are probably many things that make you feel alive, so write them all down. And if you need more time, simply pause this recording and take all of the time you need, because this is a very important process, this first set of questions. Now let's look at your unique abilities, your talents, and your strengths, and answer these questions. What are you good at? What do you think others would say you're good at? And better yet, over the next few weeks, actually take the time to ask your coworkers, your friends, and your loved ones what they think you're good at. Sometimes it's hard to be objective about what your unique talents and abilities are. However, your friends and family can often see them more clearly than you. And now take a moment to look and see, do your strengths and talents relate to your passions? And if they do, how? Do you believe you have a specific talent or strength that you haven't taken the time to develop yet? Are there things you've been dreaming about that you have never pursued? Perhaps all the great stuff you thought about or talked about while you were drinking that you were going to do or accomplish in your life? If so, write it down. Now think back to your happiest moments again. What strengths or talents were you using to create those happy moments? And before we move on, be sure to write down at least 3 or more of your top strengths and talents. So go ahead and write those down now. And now, let's focus on your legacy, the contribution you'd like to make to others. And as you answer these questions, don't worry about thinking you need to make a big impact in the world. You don't have to affect thousands of lives to make a difference. In fact, one of the most meaningful ways to give back and to give forward is to start with your friends and your loved ones, especially if your drinking has previously affected your ability to spend quality time with them. So write down whatever comes to mind about what impact you would like to make. Is there a lasting difference or contribution you'd like to make in your life? Just let the answer come from your heart. And now think about, what, if anything, are you doing to create that today in your life? Are you making a contribution to others in your current job? More than likely. But if so, how? And if so, is there a way you can do even more of that? And are you making a difference in any other ways? Just write the answer to that down as well. And now let's focus on how to combine all of the above into a life purpose statement. So now it's time to combine all of your insights from answering all the previous questions into your life purpose statement. Now, generally, it's one sentence, maybe two, that states how you're going to use your unique strengths and abilities to express your passions in a way that somehow contributes to others and makes a difference in the world. And once you align your actions with your life purpose, you will no longer need to look to external things like material possessions to feel happy or to impress your family and friends. Instead, you'll wake up in the morning feeling the inner sense of happiness and peace that in the past you tried to create by drinking. And as you start to write out your life purpose, remember it's only a first draft. Nobody ever gets it perfect the first time. Ideally, you want your life purpose statement to be no more than 2 sentences that describe using your unique strengths and talents to pursue your passions in a way that contributes to others. And if you're fortunate enough to already have a career that allows you to express what you love to do, well, that's fantastic. However, this may not be the case. And as you become clearer about your purpose, you may decide that you want to change your career to one in which you can more fully express that purpose. But you also might find that the income generated by your job gives you the freedom to express your life purpose outside of your work, and that's fine too. However, if you can find or create a job that is aligned with your purpose, it makes thriving in sobriety a whole lot easier. Remember, your life purpose is about giving. It's about expressing yourself in such a way that it benefits others. It's not about getting. True happiness and lasting fulfillment comes from making a difference in the lives of others and in the world. But making a difference means something different to everyone. For some, that might be being an honest and talented auto mechanic, or the best barista at the local coffee shop. And for others, it might mean starting a nonprofit organization. But the key here is to remember that whatever makes you come alive will automatically be of service to others. That's part of how we're all wired up. It's in our genetic programming. Now, here are the life purpose statements that Dave and I have created for ourselves using this process. Even though they're both brief, notice how they give insight into our passions, our talents, our strengths and qualities, and the contribution we want to make. My life purpose is, using my unique abilities to speak and write, I inspire and empower people in a context of love and joy to live their highest vision in harmony with the highest good of all concerned. Dave's life purpose is, using my passion and my sense of humor, I inspire and teach people how to thrive in sobriety by applying the principles and techniques taught in the 30-Day Sobriety Solution. Remember, it's just a combination of your passions, your talents, skills, and abilities, and the contribution you want to make. So combine all that into one statement that's your life purpose. And then when you have that, make sure you post it somewhere you'll see it every day. On your mirror, on your refrigerator, at your workspace at work, somewhere where you'll be reminded of what your life purpose is, so that you can continually align your behaviors, your activities, your work with your life purpose. So have a good time writing your purpose. Make sure you then do everything you can to live that purpose, because then you're going to live a life of meaning, fulfillment, happiness, and joy.